Chapter 1. The gruesome extraction of the spirit bone. The night was cool. In the Su family of Qingyang Town, a clandestine rendezvous unfolded between a young man and woman, filled with the fragrance of youth. The young man, Yi Chun, an orphan from Qingyang Town, had discovered his innate imperial bone merely 3 months prior, eagerly awaiting the opening of the Feishing sex gates, which promised him a boundless future. The young woman was Su Zhaoxue, the owner of this chamber, possessing mediocre cultivation talents but striking beauty that rendered her a charming young lady. "Swear, what did you give me to drink? My limbs feel so weak," Yichen inquired. "Spirit juice," she replied. "Swear, I desire you," he confessed. "Lie down for a moment, I will check if anyone else is asleep," Su Zhaoxue responded. "Hurry back, Swear," he urged. Su Zhaoxue nodded and left the room. Impatient, Yi Chun inhaled the scent of the pillow, its fragrance delightful, filling him with a sense of euphoria, yet a wave of confusion washed over him. What is happening? Why do I feel increasingly feeble? Yi Chun began to sense that something was amiss. Suddenly, a noise echoed from outside the room. Yi Chun's heart raced. Had he been discovered? As he attempted to hide. Poof! A sharp pain seized his dantian, and he coughed up blood, collapsing onto the bed. With a loud crash, the door burst open, and a man and woman rushed into the room. The woman was Su Zhaoxue. The man was a stranger. Upon seeing Yi Chun's condition, the young man beamed with delight. "Ha ha! The poison has taken effect." "What poison?" Yi Chun raised an eyebrow. Could it be the spirit juice? Had Su Zhaoxue poisoned him? She, the woman he cherished most. Yi Chun struggled to accept this betrayal, shouting, "Swear, have you truly poisoned me?" Indeed, Su Zhaoxue did not deny it. "What?" Yi Chun felt as if struck by lightning. Unable to comprehend why Su Zhaoxue would do such a thing, he yelled, "I have treated you so well. Why would you harm me?" Su Zhaoxue's demeanor turned icy. "Yi Chun, people aspire to greater heights while water flows downward. Who wouldn't desire to cultivate in a superior sect? For my promising future and my family's prosperity in Qingyang Town, I must sell you out." Panic surged within Yi Chun. "What are you planning to do?" "Ha ha!" The young man laughed heartily, urging, "Swear, enough talk. We must extract the spirit bone alive, only then can it merge seamlessly with my dantian. If he dies from the poison, it will be too late." "What? You intend to extract my spirit bone?" Yi Chun's expression shifted dramatically, fear gripping him as he scrambled to escape, flailing helplessly like a fish out of water upon the bed. Seeing this, the young man approached, laughing as he firmly pinned Yi Chun down, exposing his back to the ceiling. Yi Chun struggled desperately, yet he lacked the strength to resist, shouting in rage, "Su Zhaoxue, how cruel you are! Yi Chun, such a precious thing as the imperial bone is beyond your worth." With that, Su Zhaoxue's expression hardened, and a glimmering dagger appeared in her hand, which she plunged into Yi Chun's abdomen. "Ah!" Yi Chun tensed, emitting a scream akin to a slaughtered pig. In that instant, Su Zhaoxue slashed, opening a gaping wound in Yi Chun's abdomen, severing his dantian, blood gushing forth in a brutal display. Roar! The anguished cries were heart-wrenching, as a wave of torment coursed through Yi Chun, causing his limbs to convulse violently. Meanwhile, the young man and Su Zhaoxue gazed upon the shimmering spiritual bone within Yi Chun's energy sea, a minuscule yet radiant presence, their faces blossoming with delight. "Ah, truly worthy of the royal bone, it's so luxurious. Let us extract it swiftly," the young man exclaimed, producing a jade vial brimming with medicinal liquid. Without regard for Yi Chun's suffering, Su Zhaoxue forcefully plunged her hands into his energy sea. Yi Chun contorted in agony, beads of sweat dotting his forehead. "Be careful, Swearer, do not harm the spiritual disc. Only the primordial spiritual disc can nurture the original spiritual bone," he cautioned. "Yes, I shall be cautious," she replied, encasing the spiritual disc with her hands. After confirming its safety, she ruthlessly extracted the spiritual bone along with the disc, leaving behind a deep wound. Roar! Yi Chun grimaced, baring his teeth in a fierce cry. "You wicked couple! If I do not perish, I will ensure your bodies are shattered into pieces. Curse you! Do you even have a chance? I will finish you off right now." The young man delivered a brutal punch to Yi Chun's head. With a vacant stare, Yi Chun met his demise upon the bed. "Swear, I must hasten back to the sect to seek the elder for a transplant. The rest is in your hands," he instructed. "Yes, I will manage it well," she affirmed. "You are the best, Swear." With a playful flick to Su Zhaoxue's nose, the young man hurriedly departed. As she gazed at the lifeless Yi Chun, Su Zhaoxue felt no remorse, rather, her expression was one of cold indifference. In the path of cultivation, is it not the case that one must tread upon the corpses of others? A single Yi-chan was insignificant. This marked the commencement of her own journey into the world of cultivation. Regaining her composure, Su Zhaoxue summoned her family, discarding Yi-chen's body in the wilderness. The starry sky twinkled above as the night breeze turned cool. What a coincidence to have been sealed by the royal bone at the chaotic mouth for 16 years. 16 years, and I have finally emerged. From the depths of Yi-chen's energy sea, a voice resonated. Following the loss of the royal bone, a colossal purple-gold blade began to awaken from the chaos, rising through the bloodied hole left from the extraction and ascending into the energy sea. Simultaneously, two streams of profound energy emanated from the blade upon the completion of their release. The blade, already dim and devoid of luster, lost all brilliance. However, one stream of purple energy was absorbed by Yi-chen's energy sea, initially condensing into a mass of flesh, which then gradually differentiated, forming a new energy sea. The large gash on his abdomen healed at a visible pace, soon returning to its former state. The other stream of azure energy surged into Yi-chen's mind, awakening memories that flooded back. The decree of the Celestial Emperor. The judgment against Celestial Sovereign Yi-chen for unlawfully creating the Holy Heaven continent, crafting a realm of his own, manipulating the laws of the heavenly Tao, and stealing secrets of heaven, harboring ambitions of attaining the Celestial Emperor's fruits of success, with a heart unprincipled. The benevolence of the Celestial Emperor is boundless, commanding Yi-chan to surrender the Judgment Celestial Blade, relinquish his position, withdraw from the Judgment Celestial Palace, and to sit in meditation. Yi-chan acknowledges the decree. His furious voice echoed through the celestial palaces, who led 30,000 golden immortals to repel the attack of the demonic ancestors against the celestial realm. It was I, Yi-chan, with neither merit nor recognition. I did not expect that the Celestial Emperor, seizing upon my grievous injury, would seek my life, fearing I might threaten his imperial throne. I, Yi-chan, have never been one to contend yet. If I were to contend, the throne of the immortal emperor from 100,000 years ago rightfully belongs to me. Ah, Yi-chan, you are indeed audacious, a rebel without mercy. Any accusations you levy, I, Yi-chan, shall not acknowledge. You unscrupulous wretches, prepare to meet your demise. The stars dimmed. The universe lost its luster. A generation's immortal hero. Blood stained the heavenly palace. As the night breeze swept by, a sudden chill caused Yi-chan to shudder, awakening from a great dream. At last, the judging immortal monarch has awakened. Recalling the scene of being besieged by the 9 immortal monarchs and meeting his end in the immortal palace, Yi-chan clenched his fists tightly. In my past life, I refrained from contention, only to meet a tragic death. Therefore, in this life, I must strive for victory. Old thief, immortal emperor, await your reckoning. When I return to the heavenly palace, I shall ensure the imperial blood splatters across the 9 heavens. Chapter 2. The Divine Dragon's Dominance. In the past, Yi-chan was besieged by the 9 immortal monarchs, leading to his demise. In the final moment, a remnant of his soul concealed itself within the judging immortal blade, hidden in the sacred heavenly continent, leading to his reincarnation. Little did he expect that upon birth, he possessed a royal bone, which fortuitously sealed the chaotic mouth deep within his energy sea, resulting in a 16-year imprisonment. Unexpectedly, this calamity turned into a blessing, awakening the memories of the immortal monarch. Sacred heavenly continent, I am the creator, all that exists belongs to me. Su Zhaoxue, you treacherous couple, how dare you excavate my spiritual bone and abandon my corpse in the desolate wasteland? Do not presume that even a single hair of mine is yours unless I grant it to you. Deny me, and you shall receive nothing. Watch as I do away with you all. Heavenly Punishment Blade, arise. The heavenly punishment blade within the energy sea remained silent. Yi-chen's expression faltered, hastily attempting to sense it, only to discover that he lacked divine awareness and could not perceive it at all. In that moment, Yi-chen realized that he was merely a mortal. Though he could not actively summon the heavenly punishment blade, it was known that any weapon, artifact, or treasure reaching the royal level would possess a spirit, and such spirits could be communicated with through artifact language. Yi-chan fervently chanted the artifact language to communicate with the heavenly punishment blade. Buzz! In an instant, the energy sea roared, and a beam of purple gold light erupted from within, illuminating the night sky. However, the heavenly punishment blade stirred restlessly deep within the energy sea and could not escape, causing Yi-chan immense pain. On the day the immortal emperor decreed his death, he fought alone against the 9 immortal monarchs and fell, leaving even the blade's spirit severely wounded, devoid of any celestial power or techniques. To forcefully summon, it would equate to inflicting physical harm, resulting in even greater injury to his energy C. The agony compelled Yi Chun to abandon the summoning of the heavenly punishment blade, and the purple gold light vanished. Without the means to summon the heavenly punishment blade, how could he exact his vengeance? This overwhelming resentment could only be suppressed within him. At that moment, the pain from the forced summoning of the heavenly punishment blade rekindled memories of the torment he endured when his spiritual bone was brutally excavated. All of this was thanks to Su Zhaoxue. The more Yi Chen thought about it, the angrier he became. Having fallen unjustly from the heavens, he was subjected to such inhumane suffering on the mortal plane. A tide of boundless hatred surged within him, and he clenched his fists. Even if I do not awaken, the day of the assessment at the Feishing sect is fast approaching. With my royal bone, once I enter the Feishing sect, it will be like a dragon entering the sea. Soaring to great heights, one day, I shall attain sanctity and awaken nonetheless. Though I have awakened now, I find myself with nothing. Su Zhaoxue, it is you who has ruined me. You vile couple could never have imagined that I, Yi Chun, still live. Await your fate, for I shall personally exact my vengeance upon you. After venting my fury, I calmed myself. I am no longer a celestial sovereign, merely immortal. The heavenly punishment blade is currently beyond my grasp, and I must begin my cultivation anew, step by step, as an ordinary being. Though my spiritual bone has been extracted, preventing me from becoming a spiritual cultivator, this does not daunt me. This is the sacred heaven continent, a realm I have created, where everything adheres to my design that I, in my conception, without a spiritual bone, one can still pursue the rare path of physical cultivation. Whether in spiritual or physical cultivation, there exist 9 grand realms, each encompassing 9 minor realms. The 9 grand realms of spiritual cultivation are spiritualist, spirit scholar, spirit master, spirit sect, spirit general, spirit king, spirit emperor, spirit sovereign, and spirit saint. For mortals, breaking through the finality of the 9 realms ascends them to sovereignty. The 9 grand realms of physical cultivation are body refinement, Shumi, void exploration, body sect, body general, body king, body emperor, body sovereign, and body saint. For mortals, breaking through the finality of the 9 realms transforms them into a dominant body. Regardless of the path chosen, both spiritual and physical cultivation commence with a method of breath control and energy circulation. Spiritual cultivation utilizes breath to open the spiritual sea and activate the spiritual bone, while physical cultivation employs breath to unblock the Bodhis meridians. Within my crafted reality, I bestow the most formidable technique of physical cultivation upon the sacred heaven continent, the divine dragon dominant body. Let me first test if I can cultivate the divine dragon dominant body that I seated myself, that I focus my mind and concentrated my spirit. Employing the unique breathing techniques of the divine dragon dominant body, I proceeded step by step, first inhaling, then directing the energy to my dantian, accumulating qi, and sensing its flow through my meridians. That a slight sensation it is unblocked. Indeed, I can cultivate. Marvelous! Yi Chen shook off the shadows and radiated with vitality, declaring, "In this life, I shall strive for everything but the grand achievement of the celestial emperor or the mere essence of mortal royalty. Everything within this sacred heaven continent is rightfully mine." With unwavering resolve, I continued my cultivation. The divine dragon dominant body is a technique I have conceived, thus I am intimately familiar with its nuances, allowing me to swiftly find my rhythm and enter a state of flow. The divine dragon dominant body is an imperial level technique, immensely powerful, enabling me to smoothly open the 12 meridians of my body. As I practiced my breathing, I found my chi circulating within a small microcosm. Consequently, my cultivation progressed at an astonishing pace. I then proceeded to unblock the 100 skeletal meridians. By dawn, I had completely unblocked the 100 skeletal meridians, allowing my chi to circulate in a full macrocosm, flowing throughout my being, thus officially stepping into the realm of physical cultivation. The speed of my progress is nothing short of remarkable. It is worth noting that since the inception of the sacred heaven continent, which boasts a history of nearly 200,000 years, it began in a state of primordial chaos. True cultivation civilization has only flourished over the past 100,000 years. Within this span of history, an emperor emerges every 10,000 years, and among them, the most astonishing was the divine emperor, who also cultivated the divine dragon dominant body. However, it took him a full 3 days and nights to unblock his 12 meridians and 100 skeletal meridians, whereas I accomplished this feat in just a few hours. This moment, Yi Chun was brimming with vitality, yet he felt a lingering desire for more. However, he soon faced a dilemma. Body cultivation undeniably pertains to the refinement of the physical form. To put it plainly, it is the process of infinitely enhancing one's physique. Yet, unlike spiritual cultivation, which absorbs the ethereal energies of the cosmos, body cultivation necessitates the assimilation of blood essence, unless one resorts to consuming body-enhancing elixirs. Although Yi Chun possessed knowledge of alchemy, he lacked the capability and resources to concoct such potions. Thus, he could only focus on absorbing blood essence for the time being. Blood essence could derive from beast crystals, demon cores, or magical orbs. As long as life exists, there is blood essence. However, currently, he lacked the means to procure beast crystals or similar items. While Yi Chun was aware of the locations of rare materials and treasures, he was but an ordinary mortal, unable to access such realms. The only viable option before him was to temporarily join a certain sect, thereby acquiring cultivation resources. Once he reached a certain level of prowess, he could then sever ties with the sect and pursue his own path. At that time, the extraordinary encounters would unfold, and countless treasures would be at his disposal. Enduring hardship before savoring sweetness, he recognized that he was merely a mortal and needed to adapt to his humble identity. Thus, he resolved to diligently serve as a disciple in a minor sect. Suddenly, the sound of hooves echoed from afar. Yi Chun gazed into the distance and beheld a blood shadow war tiger kicking up dust as it galloped toward him. On the back of the tiger sat a woman, adorned in resplendent garments, exuding an air of nobility. As she drew closer, Yi Chun could finally discern her features. She was in the bloom of youth, as if she had stepped forth from a painting. Her beauty was beyond mere words, enchanting enough to rival celestial beings with every graceful gesture. In no time, the blood shadow war tiger came to a sudden halt before Yi Chun, stirring up a gale that sent him tumbling to the ground, stinging his cheeks. Could it be that she was approaching him? Yi Chun hastily rose, confusion written across his face. The woman surveyed her surroundings, seemingly confirming something, before leaping down from the tiger's back to scrutinize Yi Chun. "What do you intend to do?" Yi Chun inquired, his tone lacking warmth. The woman spoke, her voice melodious and soothing. "May I ask, when did you arrive here?" Uncertain of her intentions but unperturbed, Yi Chun replied candidly, "I have been here for a night." Gasping, the woman inhaled sharply, disbelief evident in her gaze fixed upon Yi Chun. Chapter 3. Rapid Progress. The woman's reaction left Yi Chun utterly bewildered. He could not help but exclaim, "I have merely been here for a night. What is so astonishing about that?" The woman took a deep breath to compose herself, then said, "Last night, in the dead of night, I observed a colossal beam of purple golden light shooting towards the heavens. Could it be that the light emanated from you?" At her words, Yi Chun recalled the incident involving the heavenly punishment blade the previous night. The heavenly punishment blade was his greatest asset. Although he could not wield it at present, it was imperative that it remained undisclosed to others. Pondering this, Yi Chun responded, "I too witnessed that beam of light last night, but I know not its origin. I searched the vicinity but found nothing." The woman, unconvinced, believed that the radiant beam had undoubtedly originated from the purple ruins crystal. However, upon surveying the surroundings, it became evident that this locale, situated at the fringes of a desert, could not possibly yield the esteemed purple wilderness crystal. Thus, it must be concluded that the crystal resided within Yi Chun himself. Contemplating this notion, I extended my spiritual sense to probe Yi Chun, only to discover that he bore nothing at all. Moreover, he was merely a mortal. How peculiar! His energy sea exhibited an extraordinary anomaly despite the absence of spiritual bones. I found myself unable to fathom its depths, shrouded in a haze akin to chaos. Could it be that he has concealed the purple wilderness crystal within his energy sea? In my current state, I lack the ability to extract anything from another's energy sea, hence this matter would require a gradual approach. After a moment of introspection, the woman, driven by a spirit of experimentation, remarked, "I apologize if my blood shadow battle tiger startled you earlier. Consider this a small gesture of compensation." With that, she produced 2 chunks of beast crystal, each roughly the size of a fist, and presented them to Yi Chun. The crystals, resembling red agate, were of exceptionally high quality, undoubtedly at least a millennium old. I could not help but ponder the stature of this woman, who so casually offered such valuable beast crystals. Observing the 2 ancient beast crystals, Yi Chun was filled with desire. Without a moment's hesitation, he seized them, displaying no sense of decorum. After all, regardless of their ownership, they were inherently his, for in the sacred heaven continent, all resources belonged to him. The woman, witnessing Yi Chun's reaction, was certain that he intended to pursue the path of physical cultivation. Apart from physical cultivators, no one else held any interest in the beast crystals. Moreover, given that Yichen lacked spiritual bones in his energy sea, it was evident that he was destined to tread the path of physical cultivation. It appears that he is deceiving himself. The beam of amethyst light from last night must certainly be related to him. He must have acquired the amethyst crystal, or at the very least, possess knowledge of its whereabouts. The woman addressed Yichen.